Fellow Ambazonians, you're all welcome to this special show, The Analysts. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are just joining, please hit your share button. And today is going to be a wonderful show because we have some top notch of the Ambazonian struggle. And after this break, we're going to come back and introduce them. Thank you very much. Fellow Ambazonians, you're all welcome today to this special show, The Analysts. Today is Saturday, the 12th of December, 2020. And today we have some very important discussion to discuss today. We have some very important guests today. You all may know them because they have been here in this struggle and they have been all the time on ABC TV. But today we have some very important topics to talk about. And these are things that we know that it's going to impact the Amazonian people on the ground. I want to introduce our guests before we start talking about those important topics. First is Dr. Elad. You all know Dr. Elad. Dr. Elad. Are you there, Dr. Elad?
Well, yeah, I'm there. Thank you very much, Mr. I hope you can hear me very well.
Yes, I'm getting you.
Good. Thank you, fellow Ambazonians. Greetings to all Ambazonians all over the world, and special greetings to our forces in Ground Zero, our refugees who are scattered all over the world. In the name of Christmas, just want to tell them that they should be strong, they should be resilient. This is the victory coming nearer, and we hope and we are seeing the light coming from the tunnel that any time from now we'll be jubilating in Boya. So I'm glad to be on your show, this great show, The Panelists. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Elad. Thank you very much. The other panelists are also ready, and I'll introduce Dr. Fondi, who is the SOS for education. Dr. Fondi.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, fellow Ambazonians from the northern to the southern zone, for all those who are listening to us today. It's a pleasure being on the Analyst Show, and we just want to reassure all Ambazonians that freedom is coming. Do not fall on all the lies that you have been propagated by the enemy and enablers. We're going to have a great show, and I'm happy to be here, and I hope you guys are tuning in and listen to what we're going to say. Thank you.
Thank you for that brief introduction. Next is the famous Larry Dancy. You all know Comrade Larry is a host of these ABC TV programs. Also, he also has his own show. You all know him, Comrade Larry. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman Fritz. Thank you for inviting me to your show. It is a privilege that I am with these wonderful guests, especially Dr. Elad and Dr. Fondo today. So I'm really privileged. Thank you so much for inviting me here. To all Ambazonians, we are here because you are there. We are here because the revolution is our revolution. We are calling on all Ambazonians to tune in and follow up the developments that are going on. For our refugees in Nigeria, as Dr. Ella just said, there is already green light at the tunnel. Very soon we shall be jubilating in Boya. What the only message that we have is that we have to remain resilient, steadfast, and focused. Thank you so much.
Thank you, the great panelists. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are just joining, hit the share button. Now we're gonna start the show, and today we have some very important discussions. But before we start, I want to remind us about the draft, and we have to know that what the draft has done to this struggle is more than words can explain. So I want everybody, those who have not pledged, or those who have not paid, or those who are still to pay their draft, please note that tomorrow is the D-Day, where the president will be coming online with Ma Irene will be there. The other members of the Resource and Mobilization Committee will be there. So please don't miss. If you have not paid your draft, if you are still to pay or you're still to complete your draft, tomorrow is a very important day for you to come and see the president and talk to the president. Those who have already completed their drafts, they will be having that certification. So don't forget, tomorrow is a very important day for the draft, and you all know what the draft have done to this struggle. You know, I want just to ask the panelists to talk a little bit about this. From the beginning of this draft, we have seen what the draft have done. What can you say about this important improvement that the draft have done since the beginning of the struggle? Dr. Elad, can you go ahead?
So, thank you, Chris. And again, pleasure being with such a great panelist, especially I've meeting the first time on on any show with Fundi, and second time coming again with my great man, Comrade Dempsey, who has always been this show hard. So I hope it's not a hot seat that I today again. So, but let's go to the draft. And well, you know, there are things that people should know on earth, because they say those who don't speak much do much. When the draft idea came up, when the president brought this initiative of the draft, let me be honest, I have my colleague here, Comrade Fondi, we had a meeting and we were really skeptical. We never really wanted to see to go ahead with this draft. But the president insisted. He convinced everyone, and all of us were like, okay, you know, let's see. But let me say this, that this draft has done a lot of things. When the draft was over, people were shouting and crying all over the places. And if you see those people who talk a lot, are those people who never drafted anything, those who don't even support this interim government, those who want to see fail, they are the ones crying every day, what has the draft, what have we done with the draft money? But you have seen what the draft money has done. The plans were behind the scene. And as I said in the beginning of my discussion, that those who don't talk much do much. Where the plans are being made, you have people like Fondi, who is very concerned with this draft. He is here, and they don't go out and announce plans. These are strategies. You don't go out and talk about your strategy, because if you tell me what you want to come and do to me, I'm going to block that place in the less than 5 minutes waiting for you there. So we have achieved a lot of gains that we've gained just because of this draft, and that's simple. And as you said, and I want to add my voice on that, those who have not drafted, of those who have not paid, and those who are still going to finish their payment, please, let's do all our best in order to do that. I know it can be hard for some of us, but let's do all we can do to do that draft. And those who did not draft, those who never drafted, you have seen what this draft is doing. Please come in. There's still a chance to come in tomorrow and draft. So please, let all the Ambazonia rally behind this great initiative, and let's make a difference. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Elad. Let me ask the Secretary of Education, what projects did he do when it comes to this draft? Because we saw a lot of humanitarian gestures in Nigeria for the refugees. We saw the humanitarian gesture in the prison with our POWs in Kondenge. So I want to ask Dr. Fundi, what aspect do you think this draft helped for the aspect in educating the population?
Yeah, thank you, Fritz. And I just want to concur with Dr. Elliot that you see, those who don't talk are the people doing the heavy lifting behind the scene. Um, I want to call on every single Ambazonian that if you are not drafted, you are not doing our people a favor. You are not doing our fighters a favor. You are not doing our refugees in Nigeria a favor. You are not doing Ambazonians a favor. And you're not doing yourself a favor. Because listen, freedom, nobody is going to hand that freedom to you. You have to take it. The Americans took their freedom from the British. We have to take our freedom. With regards to what the draft has done to our refugees, I think the videos and the words themselves from the refugee camps in Nigeria speaks for themselves. And our brothers who ran away from homeland and are anchored somewhere in Nigeria, we needed to support them. We needed to support them. And you've seen, all Ambazonians have looked at it. You've seen how much food they've received. You have seen how much medication they've received. You have seen the assistance that have been accorded to them. And this is because of the draft. So let nobody sit behind their keyboards and just continue to make noise, don't support, thinking that manners are going to come from heaven. We have to do this ourselves. And I really want to pat ourselves on the back for a job well done. And I really want to thank our refugees who are dotted all over Africa, that please stay steadfast. The end is near and there's light at the end of the tunnel. So I want to encourage everybody. Tomorrow is the president will be in. We are calling on every single Ambazonian who have not drafted. Please come in and draft. This is how we are going to end this war. And to say the last word here, the draft has changed the dynamic of this war. Because if not of the draft, we will not be where we are today. And those who are asking questions on social media, I want to encourage you, join your LG, join your county, and you can ask your questions there, and those questions will be answered. Again, you don't throw out your strategies on social media. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Fondi, for that brief message. I want to ask our comrade, Larry. He has been there from the very beginning. He knows a lot about what this draft have done to this fight, to the restoration forces, and we are still going to do more when it comes to the draft. Comrade Larry, I want to ask you this: what do you think about what the achievement of this draft?
Yeah, thank you, Chairman Fritz. The first achievement that this draft caused is the fact that it sent a message to our enemy, La République du Cameroon, and their master, France, that we are just about to start the war, that we are not tired and we are not giving up. That is the first message from the draft. Then secondly, each time we want to talk about the draft, there is something that disturbs me. Considering the number of Southern Cameroonians and Ambazonians in the diaspora, both in Europe, Asia, Canada, North America, and South America, we are in very huge numbers out here. And we are talking about ground zero. There are so many fronts that money is being spent on ground zero. We have refugees in Nigeria. We have our restoration forces on the ground fighting for us. We have people in bushes. We have orphans and widows and widowers that their husbands or their wives or their parents have been killed. We have prisoners in Kunenge. Yet, and we have a TV station that we are running to educate and inform our people. Yet, 4 years counting, there are still some Southern Cameroonians that have not yet contributed a dime. And most of these people, as Dr. Ellard keeps saying, they keep giving excuses. If you cannot contribute to the restoration forces on the ground, what about the refugees in Nigeria? What about the prisoners in Kunenge? What about the orphans that their parents have been killed? What about the villages that have been burned down? There are so many ways that you cannot escape contribution in this revolution because there are so many dimensions that this money is being spent. When we see the Department of Social Affairs carrying tons of food to Nigeria, where do we think this food is coming from? Fellow Ambazonians, we are pleading with every Ambazonian to take this issue of drafting serious. We really need your contribution. We all have to put our hands on deck. Our people need us now more than ever before. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Comrade Larry, for that very nice piece there about the draft. Ladies and gentlemen, let's move to this issue of these fake regional election that just took place. We all saw what happened, the manipulation and all the bribery and corruption of the chiefs and what La Republic is trying to do. I want to ask our panel, what is the La Republic trying to show to the international community? They want to tell the international community that this is an internal problem and they can resolve the problem. Whereas for the past 4 years, we have seen what is going on. They are trying to use the military force to impose on the Southern Cameroonian what history cannot change. Comrade Ellard, can you come in here when it comes to this issue of election? What message do you think La Republic was trying to pass? Because they were trying to create an impression that they want to go back to the system of House of Chiefs, trying to tell the world that this is the system that we had before we joined them.
Once more, thank you, Chairman. The first question, I will answer the first question. You said what message were they trying to show the world or pass?
Right.
They were trying to show the world how they have surrendered. That's a simple answer I can give you. They just wanted to show their weakness. They just wanted to show their failure. Because La Republique is acting what we do. So when we talk about our chiefs, the beginning of this liberation struggle, we talk how we're going to put back the House of Chiefs. You see now, they came and they are doing election to put so-called lower and upper House of Chiefs, and they don't even know the system. If you don't know something, you cannot do it. So you don't force yourself in doing something. Do something that you know. Secondly, let me say this. Only fools can adhere to such stupidity. Order is where people around you act according to well understood social norms. That is what we call order, right? And then chaos, contrast, is where or when something unexpected happens. So the unexpected that La Republique got is the surprise that they never knew that we can resist them up till this time. So they are in chaos. We are in order because we are planning how to build back our land. We are planning back how to put on our institutions. And we have seen all what they have done in order to, I will not call it corrupt. This is not corrupt. Look, there is a difference corrupting somebody and there is a difference of imposing what somebody do. They are imposing on those people. Through the imposing, they are giving them. Tell you, chairman, you have to go to Victoria. When we are in Mutengene, and you have to go to Victoria, and you don't want to go, and you complain to me, but Dr. Ellard, how am I going there when I don't have money? I will give you transport to go to Victoria, right? That's what La Republic is doing. It's giving those people allowance to go and do what they have put the chaos on. And that is to show that they have no plan. They're in chaos. They have surrendered. They are trying now to give back Ambazonia to us. But now they are ashamed of coming to Switzerland, which we will talk that later, discuss with us how they are going to give us back our land. So they want to just show the international community that we are working with those people, and those people who, the chiefs, and those people who speak English, the colonial language. Let me just end by saying this. When Biya made his how you call those their thing there, whether put his ministers in position. There is one guy called Momo in that his cabinet. He has been here in Germany. Look, I was with people here. He's a lawyer like myself, where we have been doing things together. When they saw Momo made a minister in La République du Cameroon, in fact, we had a meeting. Those people, they laugh until, because it's somebody who has worked here as intend with them. They laughed at that man a lot, and they laughed at the government. So the government of La Republic is a puppet government, and they know that very well all over the world. The international community is just afraid of us because they are surprised to see that in less than 4 going to 5 years, we have organized ourselves. We have a government. We are running things in ground zero. Our boys are defending our land. We are now occupying our territory bit by bit. So they are seeing us to be so intelligent, and they are afraid. They wanted things to be easy. And they are afraid to come out clear and say, guys, we'll work with you people. They don't want us that way because they have been used to getting everything from ground zero, the Ambazonia territory, so easy through the Beti Bulu gang. So they have seen intellectuals, people who know their left and right, and that is where they are afraid. So Ambazonians should not be worried too much. You cannot stay without being worried, but don't be worried too much that anything is happening. Nothing is happening in ground zero. You cannot go to vote for so-called election, and the very moment you are being flown with a helicopter back to a safe area. Why didn't you stay? Why didn't you stay there? If you really have a person from that area. So I will end here and let the other people say something.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Ellard. That was a good one. I want to ask Dr. Fundi, this issue of election, and taking into consideration that we came as two countries, class B countries, coming to form like a kind of federal system of government. And now one of them is telling us what to do and how to build, so it's so funny. I don't know what is really happening here. If La Republic really knows that we are a country, they are also a country, and they are trying to impose on us what to do or how to build our government. We know very well how to build our government. The days back in the days of the House of Chiefs, they can't tell us what to do. Yes, Dr. Fondi.
Yeah, thank you, Fritz. You see, La Republic is trying to show their buffoonery. Okay, they're trying to show their buffoonery because you cannot change the people's culture.
Exactly.
That's a fact. You cannot change the people's, no matter how they bribe them, no matter what they do, you cannot change their culture. These are two systems, and they're trying to show the international community that we are different. How can they be paying our chiefs to go to their own chief areas and vote? This is buffoonery. They fly them into helicopters and ask them to vote, then fly them back. Our people are not fools. Our people are not fools. Our people know this ground zero. They know it. La Republique is failing. It's a failed state already. And this is shown in the elections that just happened. You see, the CPDM cabal, when they come, look across, nobody even contested with them. They sang their own choir by themselves, did everything by themselves, and left by themselves. Ambazonia is still there. So, Ambazonians know that La Republique is a failed state. When have you seen where a government, who call themselves a government, they fly in our chiefs, bribe our brothers and sisters to make audios and videos on social media, to paint a picture that doesn't exist. Some of them will stand in areas that have been deserted and and knock on their chest and say, "Oh, it is better here." The next minute they are not even there. Who are they fooling? So that election thing is a sham, and it's one of the most what they call escroquerie. Ambazonians will never be fooled again, and they know it. All of them on ground zero know it. They may not say it, but they know it. So La Republique should stop fooling themselves. They should stop running away from the Swiss mediated talks. Let them go there. Whether it's today, tomorrow, or how many years, they will go there. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ella. Sorry, Dr. Kundi. That was a good one. Comrade Larry, you have been, maybe you must know this guy. This guy called himself Mayor. He's called Achombang Paul. I saw a video of him trying to ask people to not to respect the ghost towns. And, after the election, he was there trying to say this election is a good one and that the chiefs should respect the election. What do you think about this guy? He's the mayor in Bamenda, I think, trying to tell the people of Mezam to disobey the ghost town.
Yeah, Mr. Fritz, the then chairman of Mezam LGA, Mr. Nimongore Zat, used to tell us, when the gods want to punish you, the film makes you look mad. What La Republique is doing, sometimes we will really ask, what is their intelligence? The same people you want to use to tell the world that, oh, we are trying to put something in place. The same people are on social media telling that same world that you gave us 5,000 francs. That is a chief. That is the same chief that Republic is trying to tell the world that these are the people that are in support of us. The same people at the same moment are telling the world that they gave us 5,000 francs. Secondly, when you tell the world that, oh, I want to put a house of chief, and you are transporting a chief from your own city to another land in a military helicopter, what do you think the world is going to look like? La Republique wants to think that the diplomacy of the world is handled by illiterate like the ones that they have in their House of Assembly and House of Senate in Yaoundé. Because I remember one time the then parliamentarian from Bengui could not differentiate between the parliament and a parliamentarian. You ask him, Honorable, good morning, how are you? He said, it's me, parliament. I mean, he could not even differentiate between a parliamentarian and the parliament. These are the type of parliamentarians that they have in their House of Assembly in Yaoundé. And then look like ministers like Atanganji Paul. That is why they keep failing. That is why they keep failing. And they don't know that the international community, those who are handling international diplomacy, are well-trained professional lawyers. They think that they are the illiterate that they have in Yaoundé. That's why they keep making this mistake. That's why I said when the gods want to punish you, they make you behave like a madman. It's because you are telling the world that things are getting normal. I'm trying to use the funds they were put in the House of Chiefs, and you show the same you is showing how you are transporting them in military helicopters guided by the military. How do we interpret this? Secondly, there is something I want to say here. As Dr. Ellard said, they have failed. And they are just like ashamed to accept that they have failed. Maybe what is happening to La Republique is what is happening to us here in the US with our big compound. Somebody is ashamed to say that, okay, I've failed, I've lost, and you can go ahead. They have failed, and they don't want to openly accept that they have failed. They have failed militarily. Now they want to try to see if they can have a system that they can do it without the military. That is why they are trying to give up. They have failed militarily. Fellow Ambazonians, the message to every Ambazonian is that we are doing the right thing. We should remain focused, and we should increase our firepower. It is because of our firepower through the draft and all the contribution that has taken La Republique to this position. La Republique has failed, and they are accepting. What I would talk to people like Dr. Ellard now is, we are down here hoping that you people are start putting in place structures that is going to handle our pioneers in Boya, because La Republique has failed and they have proven that they have failed. The green light is right there at the tunnel for everyone to see. There is nothing we have to talk about here about election. As compared to the mayor, as you just said, I remember during the days of the SDF, I was in the secondary school. That's why when I look at some of these mayors and John Frundi, I don't want to address him as this John Frundi, because I give respect to those who deserve it. These are the same people you train them from the days of the SDF to disobey and respect instructions when given when it comes to fighting for what is right. How comes can that mayor not tell the same people that what they are doing is not right and expect them to obey? How come does the mayor of Bamenda, who now dines with the CPTM, convince us that he is not a traitor and we should not listen to him? So it is just, they are just failing. And as I said, La Republique is at the point where they have failed militarily, and they are just trying to use some of this enabler to see if a second option can hold them for some, at least some, to escape some charges that they are going to face before the international community. Thank you.
Thank you very much, comrade. That was a good one.
I just say something, Fritz. If I might just say something concerning the mayor who was maybe his own money that was given has been used, so he needed more, so he has to do that. The same thing that Nyambere came to Kumba, who was moving with military all over the people, asking for people to come out on Monday to not ghost town. What happened?
Yes. It failed.
Nobody. That means he added a ghost town more than even before. That mayor was talking about as from 2020. Just get the point. As from 2021, all Mondays ghost town will stop. He did not say from next Monday, which means he cannot. If you know you are the authority, you stop. Some say as from next morning, coming Monday, no ghost town. Everybody open the shop. No, 21. The election, more militaries in area where the election took place than civilian. The so-called fund who was questioned, and he lied and then was released, who was uplifted with a helicopter to Bui. Is that how they welcome somebody who is responsible and respected in his area? No. How many? There were more military there than huh? And then third, the mayor said if, he used the word if, that if people will not open their shops, they will help them open. That's just to show you how they have failed. Why will you, who have the authority, you call yourself mayor, you give an order and people don't respect you, you are the one to go and help them do that. So let me just end there. I just wanted to make these 3 points. Let Ambazonians know that the people of Ground Zero are just looking at him like a fool. Those they were forced to come out. And it's good that they went out. Just listen to an idiot, sit quiet, go do what you want to do. Thank you.
The question, thank you, Doctor. The question I was about to ask is just linking to this about these chiefs, the role of these chiefs, that they are the custodians of their tradition. But when you see them, they have become so mean that I saw a video of a chief saying that La Republic gave them only 5,000 to go and vote. You see, so I don't understand. Are they? I like how the president, His Excellency, is calling them. Say they are enemy combatant. That's the only name we can call them, because once you are working with La Republic, you become an enemy combatant. Period. Because you cannot be working to put your people in bondage, working with the enemy, and think that your people will welcome you as a chief. Some people were saying that it's better for them to be dethroned from their position as chiefs, because you cannot be a chief or a fawn and you are going against the people's will. Yeah, that was what I wanted to ask. Yes, Dr. Ella, can you say something there?
Well, I will not take long. You say they are custodian of their territory and their people. No, they are not. These ones are not. They were supposed to. That is how you're supposed to put the statement. They were supposed to, but they are not. So they are not chiefs. Look, Boassa is behind my alma mater, St. Joseph's College, behind there, and I saw one drunkard calling himself chief. The one that tried to put his rubbish between, say, called northwest, southwest, hitting one guy on the street, and military people were supporting it. That is, look, I say I will not take long in answering that question because they are not. Okay. So I don't have to, let us not waste time talking about those people. They are not. They are not custodian for anything.
I want to let me say. Let me give a message here to the chiefs. What you said was
not the chief. Those people. Not the
okay, let's call them those people. Yeah, the enemy's combatant.
Yes.
When you take a product to the market, when they were complaining that they were giving 5,000, the message I have for them, those enemy combatants, because they don't merit to be called chiefs and fawns, because they were supposed to be the custodian of our tradition and culture, not their tradition and culture, our tradition and culture. That is what they were placed there to represent. Since they have chosen to be with a stranger who does not know and any knowledge of our tradition and culture, we cannot continue to call them our chiefs and fawns anymore. Secondly, what I was about, the message I have for them today is that when you take a product to the market, you determine the price of that product. They have made themselves to be paid 5,000 by La Republique. When the colonial governor in Boya told them to carry placard and march, there was no objection. They say when you want to cross a river, you test the water current. La Republique has been testing them all this while, and the maximum La Republique can pay for them is 5,000. That is the maximum La Republique can pay for their conscience. Why are they crying? The next time will be 500. And then the third time will be bread and sardine. That is the cost they have offered to La Republic to pay. And La Republic is paying
That's it.
just exactly what they have offered. What are they crying? They should stop crying and go to Yaoundé and do whatever thing they're doing there. I know the phone of who was flown to there to Yaoundé and the phone of for what La Republic is keeping them there is maybe they don't look for a place, keep them there, and then be feeding them, giving them some medical care and waiting on the day that they are going to, in order that they should not say that they die in their hands. That is all. Let them go there and do whatever thing they are doing. Thank God when you receive calls from Ground Zero is on the position that they don't regard them anymore. They don't want them anymore. If they are coming, they should know that they are coming to face the fire that is on the land. We don't consider them as our chiefs and funds anymore because if just the least fund in the least village in Ambazonia, if you pick your phone and call one elite in your village who is in the diaspora and say, please, can you help me with something? The least thing they can send you is $100, not 5,000. So we are not there to deal with useless individuals, cheap conscience, people who cannot stand their ground. The least person I could expect was Fonangwafo. When I saw Fonangwafo in a military armor car, that was a disgrace. I mean, we don't need to be talking, as Dr. Ella just said, we don't need to be wasting our time. They are off our memory, they are off our mind, and they are off our land. We are not going to welcome them anymore.
Thank you.
As I said, they have chosen the side of disgrace. This message is for them. They have chosen the side of disgrace. We are going to help disgrace them. We will help disgrace them. That is what they want. We will help do it.
That's true. First of all, let me ask this question to Dr. Fundi. First, the election has been null and void because the IG and all the other groups have banned the elections. So there's no election that is, so everything is null and void. So just forget it. There's nothing that, but I want to talk about sensitization because we have seen that some kind of educational sensitization, La Republic is doing a lot of groundwork. I don't know. I want to ask our member of government to tell us what kind of education that the IG is doing on the ground so that we can help the people on the ground, because these chiefs don't represent the people. So they can go and bribe the from Binglo or maybe Moja, or they go and bribe all those people, but they don't represent the people. So we have to educate our people. We have to tell our people that this is what we are trying to do.
Yeah, thank you, Fritz. You see, there's another angle to this, which if any chief is listening to me or listening to this show, I want them to be educated with this. Every village, every fundum, every LGA, every county in Ambazonia has a history and a culture.
Correct.
And every single Ambazonian identify themselves and know exactly where they come from. That is our history. That is our background. And we know that those we call our chiefs are the custodians of our culture. That is our history. That is our education. Now, La République du Cameroon, with its enablers, what they're trying to do is to redefine who our chiefs are. And they're trying to reduce them to beggars. Right?
My God.
They're trying to reduce them to beggars. Now, if you look across Ambazonia, you will see that every single chief is running and begging for 5,000, right? This is an abomination. And I want Ambazonians to know from every nook and corner to know that our chiefs are not supposed to be beggars. They're supposed to be custodian of our culture. Now, the enemy is trying to redefine their functions. Again, the functions have been defined. You look at it yourself. So, if you are listening to this show, what La Republique is trying to do is to redefine who our chiefs are, reduce them to beggars. Am I lying? Watch, see what is happening. That's what's happening. So the education here is Ambazonian knows their culture. You cannot change that from them. Even from a little child, they know it. La Republic
Yes.
is trying to impose a different culture into Ambazonia, which is not working, right? How can you mix oil and water? It can't work.
Yeah. Can.
It can't work. As simple as that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, televiewers, we're going to have a little commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about negotiation and the work that the ACT team has been doing for the negotiation process in Switzerland. So just stay put just for 1 minute. Thank you very much.
System administrator with an average salary of $80,000 to $120,000 a year. Dynamic Tech Academy has transformed many lives for the better through our 6-month Linux program. We are so excited to announce that we are adding DevOps course and Red Hat certification at no charge, which will make students more competitive. Over 80% of our students have no prior IT background, yet vast majority of alumni land jobs in 3 to 6 months after they start applying. Our ultimate goal is to reach 100% student employment. So we work with every student until he or she gets a job. Upon successful completion of the course, we will provide resume building, interview preparation, and job placement assistance. With the Linux course, you get more than 300 hours of in-depth training, and you get to learn from experienced instructors. By the end of the program, our students can be Red Hat certified if they choose. Our alumni work in companies, both government and private companies in the USA, Canada, and even Europe. Want to learn more about the program? You can contact us at info@dynamicdmv.com, or you can call us at 240-604-9505, or you can call us at 240-423-7865. And you can also visit us at www.dynamictechdmv.com. If you are interested in online classes, please register on our website. That's once again www.dynamictechdmv.com.
Thank you for that commercial break. Ladies and gentlemen, we are still on the program, and now we are going to talk about the negotiation. We all know that there's no crisis that does not end with negotiation. So the end point of any crisis is negotiation. And we all know we have one and only negotiation process going on, which is the Swiss-led negotiation. So I want to ask one of the members of that team, Dr. Elak, who is here with us, to tell us why is it that some people don't have trust in this Swiss process when everybody, all the countries are supporting it. Germany is there, Russia has said it recently, UK, Canada, USA. But what is happening that people don't still have trust with this Swiss-led process?
Well, thank you, Chairman Fritz. You began by saying we are going to talk negotiation, right? When you don't have trust on something, so they negotiate in order for you to come in. Yeah. So that is why we would have called it imposition, to impose on something. Negotiate. Now let's come back to the talk. The thing is that people already have trust in it. Those people who were not having trust, they were not having, yeah, they were not. They were saying, America, Germany, all those countries don't support the Swiss-led process. But now they themselves are listening that all those counties were naming who don't support the process are supporting openly. They are saying it openly.
Yes.
Yeah. The thing is, you realize that those people are talking loud and running their mouth. They are not talking anymore. So they trusted. They just wanted. Why do they want to condemn it? Let me say this, and I will keep saying it. There are a lot of people in this revolution that will pretend that they this liberation struggle in heart. No, I stayed in Russia for 11 years. 11 years. I had a citizenship which I just gave not long ago. I think it's 3 years back. I know what they call spies among groups or people or government. I know how they operate. You know, I was so deep into Russian politics in the sense that most of the time I was being accused if I was a spy myself. So those people are those people who are benefiting in this revolution. Those people are those people who want to be relevant in this revolution. And if it ends, if we finish, we succeed, and we are in Boya, they find themselves nowhere. So what will keep them is to make them the revolution keep extending and extending. But unfortunately for them, you know what? I will not use the word they are the minority, because minority also have really views. Minorities can be right, but they are the ones that have failed. The sweetless process is going. Let me assure each and every one, we are having great moves. Collaboration with all the other groups. The IG is putting on things that are really so good on stage. We are not supposed to expose everything, but we have the performance currency, we have the relationship currency. The performance currency that I will use is the one that see is happening in ground zero. We are gaining our territory. People fighting for war. Others are saying we're fighting for position in a country that got. Chairman, let me use this opportunity to correct for those who are doubting. We have a country. We have a country. That very country is a country that was with Nigeria. That very country, the country that Nigeria and came back to Ambazonia. That very country is a country that was into the relationship with La Republic. So we have a country. And others are saying fighting for a government that is not existing, is virtual or no. No. We had a government. This is just the continuation of the government that we had. The government that was with the Nigerian parliament, the government that we had as prime minister, the Eli Jua and all those people, Foncha were there. The government that we are now having, the IG. So we have all those things. So Ambazonians, please check your history. I think Comrade Fonde is here, Comrade Dempsey is here. They know that history very well. I think most of the time we need to be telling our people our history. So that is the other one. The second thing is that before you go for negotiation, you have to have the ability to defend your interests. You have to have the ability to manage your emotions. You have to have the ability to manage the emotions of the other people. That's the La Republic. And that is why you see people are doubting, because those who are in act are playing these roles. We're not going out there and hammering and doing all the type of things. We're managing these emotions. As I can say, a lot of you know Dr. Ellard very well before. Then you see me now. Maybe some people will say this man has baptized, although I long completed church, but they will say maybe this man has rebaptized. I hear my name on social media, people attacking left and right. I don't answer. Some people are doubting. They are thinking maybe he has left the revolution. No, it's where we are now. We are in a high diplomatic mission that you cannot just go out there and talk carelessly at people because they attack you. And I want to praise if Comrade Ghana for Australia. I read something that he wrote on Amber Peace Plan forum, that if they attack you and you don't answer, it doesn't mean you're a fool. You can win the fight, but you'll not win the war. So please, act is strong, act is moving, act is steady, and the only secret I can give coming from act is that it's not long. Comrade Fondi said that before we are coming to this negotiation. Maybe he has got a tip from someone. Not long from now, you will see those people on the table. That is all what I can say. Not long from now, the enemy will be on the table.
Thank you. That was my next question to Dr. Fondi. That what justification can La Republic be giving running away from the table? Because if somebody has a good case, why should it be running away from the table? You should just go and meet and say, okay, this is my case. But so that's a proof of failure or proof of what? I don't know, Dr. Fundi, because La Republic has been delaying, they have been dragging their leg. I don't know if they need some people to go and hold them and bring them by force or what.
Chris, the group of bandits they have down there they don't know what to do, because some of them are benefiting from the war. Amongst them, they are fighting with money.
Right.
They are fighting with money. You find their soldiers deserting. Okay, some of them you find their soldiers deserting. It's chaos there. It's like no man's land. Do you see what they're doing as if it's an organized government? They don't know what to do. Where their president is mere, nowhere to be found. So here is the issue. Whether they like it or not, by force or by peace, they will come to a negotiating table. They can use all the money they have to bribe our people. They will still come to the negotiating table. That is a fact. Now,
Okay.
let me piggyback to what Dr. Ella was saying. Ambazonians should know. If you flash back to 5 years ago, when our people were being killed, we just had peace plans protesting, and everybody was like, "Where is the international community? Where are these nations saying this?" Now is the time. They have come in. They have said there's a sweet-led process, and we want everybody to be there. Now, if you see those Ambazonians who are objecting to that, some of them are La Republic spies, sponsored and paid by La Republic to create more confusion, right? As if Ambazonians do not want this peace process. So we
Right.
want every single Ambazonian from every single LGA and county to be educated. This is part of education. We learn this thing as you go. If you don't know something, call somebody from your county, from the government, and ask, and somebody will explain it to you. Do not feed on conspiracy theory on social media, because that is what La Republic wants. You have a lot of them out there. Some of them even make videos. Cartoony Dr. Ella, cartoony Dr. Sako, cartoony Chris Anu. That is their game plan to destabilize us so that we get confused and we don't know what is happening. But the creation of the LGAs county by county, organizing the government, has reshaped things. And if any Ambazonian today does not know what is going on the revolution, then it means you are living in a different planet. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Comrade Larry, I want to ask you, because we saw almost 1,000 soldiers who have deserted, from the battlefield. What is going on? Are they afraid, or they are just leaving the army and they are running to Nigeria? They are deserting. One woman from one area there, around the Meme area there, told us that they saw 15 soldiers in the bush with all their uniforms dirty. They had no weapon with them. They were looking for the road to go to Nigeria. This is life story. They are deserting in their numbers. They are running this war. It's more than them. I don't know what they want and why they are still fighting the war that have been lost. Hey, Comrade Larry.
Yeah, Mr. Fritz, before I come to that question, let me say something here about the Swiss as a follow-up to Dr. Fondi and Dr. Ellard. They talk something about trust. There was a famous audio I sent out in early 2017. I said, when you are fighting your enemy, you must know the strength of your enemy and you must know the weakness of your enemy. These are the two things you must know from your enemy. And one thing I said that La Republique's greatest strength is to cross division between us. And La Republique's greatest weakness, what La Republique is afraid of, is litigation. And Swiss is all about fact, and that is litigation. That is the highest thing La Republique is afraid. La Republique will only be dragged to Swiss. Because if you read, like I wrote a paper here, the Southern Cameroon claim. If you go through this point here, it will give you all the reason why La Republique cannot go to Swiss. Because if Dr. Ellard go to Swiss, he stands the chances of asking La Republique the first 20 questions that La Republique cannot provide an answer.
Correct.
Mr. La Republique, is Southern Cameroon part of your territory?
No.
Is Southern Cameroon an integral part of La Republique? Is there an answer to that? That is the first question.
Very
La
correct.
Republique, the Cairo Declaration of 1964, which stated that boundary attained at independence remain permanent. You are a signatory to this charter. Had this charter been ratified? No. Do you not agree that you have violated the territorial borders of Southern Cameroon? Just these two questions is just the start. And it tells you why La Republique cannot go to Swiss. That answers you the question why La Republique is afraid to go to Swiss. Because they will not be able to answer the first 20 questions that will come from Southern Cameroonians. I am not a lawyer, but I think that from what I have learned from experts, I read books written by Fongalan for the truth of the matter and understanding the Southern Cameroon question. La Republique cannot answer the first 20 questions. That is why, upon all the arrest of all the leaders of Southern Cameroon in the days of the SCNC, Chief Ayamba, Dr. Mfor, Prince Inglo Hilla, there was never a day they were charged in court for secession, but they were only singing secession over their CRTV. But when it get to court, they start talking about prefectural order. But when the people are being arrested, they claim that they were secessionists. But when their cases go to court, they will start talking of prefectural violations. They will never use the word secession in court. Because there was a time that Fongalan foretold the Chief Justice Bia Abenego Kala in Bamenda High Court. It was in December. If you charge us for secession, that would be a Christmas gift to Southern Cameroonians. The case was thrown out of court and the man was transferred to the north. So La Republique can never stand the questions that are going to come from Southern Cameroonians in the court of litigation, which is Swiss. Coming to trust. When I made that audio in 2017, I wanted to create an awareness to the Ambazonians that we should be well informed that La Republique's greatest strength is to create division between us. I quoted the incident of the SDF. SDF was a very strong party in the 90s. La Republique got into the SDF, chipped it into pieces, and today the SDF is zero. I quoted the incident of the UNDP. When the SDF went to the parliament, the strongest provincial chairman that they have was this Bafut guy, John Akonte. That was the first person that got into the cabinet of La Republique in Yaoundé. These guys are very good at buying people's conscience. Some of these people that don't claim that they don't trust the Swiss stock, it's not that they don't trust it. It's not that they don't know that the Swiss stock is on. It is just because They are on the side of La République. La République has been able to pay for their conscience. That is why when this revolution started, I said it was going to go into 3 stages. We are going to pass through 3 stages. We are going to pass through this stage A, which is a cliff that we are climbing. We are climbing a steep hill. During this time that we are climbing, we have a lot of noise maker. There was too much noise everywhere. We have useless people who don't even know anything about what a revolution is and the Southern Cameroon history. Everybody was just on social media making noise here and there, creating this group, creating that group. Now, as we are climbing, they are gradually falling up, and we are going to get into a level field where you are going to have committed members, committed people who are ready to take us to Boya, people whose consciences cannot be bought. That is stage B. It will be a level ground. Then we are going to get to a slope. Suddenly we will get up one morning and the events that we are going to hear will be surprising. That we are just going to slice down to Boya. That's why I was saying that Dr. Ella, they should start preparing because there will be a time that will be taken unaware. Sometimes we even have to go to Boya without even getting ready because La République is failing and they are failing woefully. Thirdly, I want to talk on enablers. There are people that if you give them 10,000 francs, they will kill their mother. There are people that you give them 1,000 francs, they will kill their mother. There are people that you give them 1 billion, they will tell you no. We are passing through a stage where people consciences are being bought. Finally, we are going to get to, La République is going to get to a level where there are people you cannot pay for their conscience, regardless the amount. Those are the people that will take us to Boya. So, Ambazonians should not be discouraged. Don't listen to those who say they don't trust the street talks. They are all agents of La République. Each time a country comes in and supports the streets, it is a renewal and give it more credit and strength. When Russia came in on the 9th, it is more recognition, more credit to the street talk, and is giving it more strength and is a more renewal. For those who were already at the background, like those who were already calling it the Swiss cheese, they should be ashamed, and I hope that they will never come out of their shells anymore. They owe Ambazonians strong apologies. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Concerning the soldiers that are deserting, I think that is one of the reasons why La République is turning to start creating something like regional election councillors and chiefs, because the rate at which the guys are running, La République know that to continue sending them on the field for amber boys to kill them, at one point they will get up one morning and say 1,000 are gone. Then the next day they will say 500 are gone. Then at one point they will not have soldiers. So La République is changing tactics now, going to try to see if they can really depend on enablers who are the chiefs, the so-called chiefs and the so-called regional council to protect these soldiers that are deserting. In fact, if you have talked to somebody who works in the treasury in La République is finished. The only thing that La République is trying to hide from the people of Ambazonia, because they know that if we get that, we're going to get more strength and more courage, is that they are unable to pay their civil service, their civil servants and their soldiers. They are just patching. They are just like, go collect here, can't pay. Go collect here, can't pay. That is what La République is going through now. They are just trying to survive if they can maintain the payment of civil servants and their soldiers. So when you listen to what is coming from their finances, the guys are down. They are finished. Let me tell you, CDC alone was contributing 200 billion francs into the Cameroon National Treasury. Southern Zone and Northern Zone was contributing 98 billion from tax collection every year. Now you are telling La République that They are losing close to 300 billion just from CDC and tax collection in southern Cameroon every year. That's an average of about 25 billion every month. That is too much, man. Ambazonians,
Thank you.
we are winning, and we are winning big. That
Thank
I
you
have
very
full
much.
confidence.
Thank you. Thank you, Larry. That was a very good one. You know, just like you said, the soldiers are deserting every day in their hundreds. And that's a sign of defeat. But I want us to watch this video. It's a video about the British, you know, in the British Parliament. And I want us to discuss about this video because this video is a sign that the UK has recognized that they have to come in and fix this mistake. Because this thing that they did to us back in 1961, they have to come and repair this damage. And they are trying to do some damage control. So let's listen to this member of parliament.
My Lord, Cameroon has the hallmarks of the region and world sleepwalking into another humanitarian disaster, even beyond that that we are witnessing today. My past visits to Cameroon, my lords, have been to assess the appropriateness of a key agricultural investment in the French-speaking north. I begin with my conclusion and a possible way forward, but not before commending Lord Boateng for securing a debate on this rapidly deteriorating situation and his powerful intervention. It is terrible and so sad that these wounds have resurfaced. But I fear it was always going to be thus, with the exclusion of the English-speaking minority in the affairs of state. The only practical solution, from distance, is a political settlement with either a United Nations or African Union peacekeeping contingent being placed on the ground to enable an immediate cessation of violence, ensuring a humanitarian protective intervention, and a cooling-off period to create the conditions to allow an equitable settlement to be hammered out. Building on lessons learnt, autonomy but not separation in a close-knit federation is the formula for lasting peace and should be embraced as a solution. I have not tracked the papers that explained why this was not contained in the 1961 plebiscite when divesting from southern Cameroon. The Minister could usefully shed light into the thinking of the day and as to why not. Is the government satisfied that sufficient regard was paid to sensitivities, responsibilities and their consequences by our forebears? The Minister may wish to comment on the background of the 6th of November 2018 ruling in favour of the Foreign and Commonwealth Office regarding the legality of the original plebiscite. November the 6th this year, my lords. I do wonder if the right question was before the court. I will refer to the Cairo Declaration and the subsequent Constitutive Act of the African Union. What was always and still is envisaged as an acceptable solution to the English language-speaking people of Cameroon was a choice of a federation made up of two states with equal status. My lords, I'm not critical of London in isolation. The Quai d'Orsay possibly pressed what it considered to be an advantage by not containing this key option in restricting the alternatives to a choice between Nigeria or French Cameroon. Importantly, the 1964 Cairo Declaration on African Borders, reaffirmed in Article 4B of the Constitutive Act of the African Union, however, and signed off by the President of Cameroon, makes clear that demarcation of the territory of each African state is recognized as being such on the date of its independence. Does the United Kingdom government accept this to be the case? Or not? Has there been subsequent declarations that nullify these issues on borders? If not, it would follow that French Cameroon and Ambazonia are both able to assert territorial integrity. At no time before or after its independence from France was the southern Cameroons part of that country known by its French name and style as La République du Cameroon.
Good job.
A solution would be a close-knit federation made up of two entities and thus ensuring no parting of the ways. The question of the legitimacy of territorial integrity superseding that of self-determination would not be relevant in this instance. An international boundary separating French Cameroon from the southern Cameroons existed, affirmed in the Anglo-French Boundary Treaty of 1916 and confirmed in 1931. And if that be the case, would it not follow that the territory of the southern Cameroonians be recognized sitting alongside that of French Cameroon? An integral part of a peace formula lies with France.
Thank you for that video. I hope that the panelists have heard what I gathered from this. Some people might say it's an old video. Yes, it's some maybe 1 or 2 years ago, but what we are trying to bring here is those aspects that we have been putting to the international community. We talk about trying to make some those past mistakes of two separate countries with two countries that came together to to make a kind of union, but it failed. Then talking about the African Charter that separates, that asks each country to respect their boundary after independence. That is another very important aspect that they mentioned. Then also that we can accept our independence. It's our wish. It's not the wish of La Republique to tell us what we want. So those are the points that I gathered from this presentation. And I want Dr. Ella to say something about this. Talking about these peacekeepers, what can you say, Dr. Ella, as proposed to peacekeepers coming to the land to help to bring peace while there is this negotiation going on to see how they can do with the region?
Yes, there's not much I can say. I can just sideline with the Lord Mayor who was speaking there, the parliamentarian, because at the beginning of this our discussion, I made it clear that Ambazonians should know we have a country, we have a territory, and that is what is repeating there. And Comrade Dempsey also spoke about the Cairo Declaration that La République is a signatory, and he also asked there if that has been changed before La République is coming there. So what he has said it all. He has said whether that video is old or is new or is whatever, he said it, and that is true. And that's why, Chairman Fritz, I sometimes don't like this history of Ambazonia, because the international community knows every detail about Ambazonia. They know our history. They know that we are separate people from La République du Cameroon. They know that we're not supposed to be together. And he mentioned the word autonomy of Ambazonia, which we have long passed that stage. In the beginning, we wanted that autonomy, but La République, instead of showing some humility to accept what we deserve, wanted to use force. You know, La République played this Napoleon style, Napoleon's theory of war, where he said, we will engage in battle, then we will see. So that's what La République is doing. So when it comes to the peacekeepers, this is what is going behind the scene for so long. For those who don't know, please, since 2 years ago, this is what the UN has been deliberating all over the place. But the thing is, the UN is contemplating, in the sense that if they go now and stand and separate and stand on those boundaries, indirectly, they are now declaring Ambazonia an independent state, although we are. So that's why they are looking for other organizations. You hear today UNDP will come and say reconstruction, to come and say recovery. They are using for means to use African Union. I hate it, but let me use it just because of our discussion. African Union, they are never united anyway. They have made it clear. I hope you guys know that sacred document of the African Union declaring that they will not support any country to separate, because they continue to say, because if they do that for one, then there will be a domino effect. All the other ones. If you have just, the book title has just gone off. Today, as we are talking, now like 27 so-called separatist states in Africa that wants to be independent. 27. When you hear people talk about Somaliland, Biafra, they talk then Ambazonia, now 3. There are 27. And I will publish that in here, those countries, so that people should know that Africa has never been the Africa that we see today. Africa was a different Africa, and people, you cannot never ever take somebody's identity and put somewhere. I live in Germany. My brother, fellow Ambazonians, there is no way I can identify myself as a German. Just no way. There is just no way I can. We were one with the United Nations organized conference in Ambazonia, and we were there. I will not call the person's name. He is a German and member of a political party, and he was insisting that the Germans should intervene in Ambazonia against La République du Cameroon. And he was talking and shouting. One of the senators who was there said, I will either speak to you as a German or you identify yourself as an Ambazonian, because as a German, I will not say we are going to intervene in a different country. And if you claim to be a German, then you have to speak with me how we can find peace in that country, and not talking and we don't know your position. That thing remains in me till today, because no matter what, give me all the position in this country, Germany, I will never identify as a German. It's just paper. That passport you carry like that thing is just a paper. I once was in Poland and I was arguing then before we were now going to our ambassador. I was arguing, we were talking about some international law and something, and I identify myself as a Cameroonian, and that a lady asked me there, it was an international conference, she asked me, what can you prove? How can you prove that you are a Cameroonian? I showed a passport, and she said to me, that thing, if I want to have it, I will have it tomorrow. And that's so identity is very important. And that is why you see the United Nations is today confused. They don't know, they themselves, they want to come through some type of organization. Let me say it to Ambazonia people. They have mentioned how you call it, this not Red Cross, something without borders. This I think Doctors Without Borders. Yeah, they have mentioned a lot of groups. All what I've been talking with them, they have tried to mention some type of groups that they think can create a buffer zone for the time being, before the negotiations are really in really a deep move. But it doesn't work, because all those people they mention are people that are not trustworthy. There's no trust in those people. The Republic don't respect those international organizations that are down there. So they want the UN and the African Union to come themselves and do that. The UN is trying to push the African Union. The African Union is going back to the UN. So, as we have been saying here, Corey Dancy said, we will still come back to this draft and we'll ask everybody to contribute, to take part in the drafting, that we will make those people called La République du Cameroon come to that table by force or by love. They will come to that table. So it's only our draft that will push them to that table. And that's why I want to end here by saying all Ambazonians, if you know you did not have not drafted, you did not draft when we were drafting, the door is still open. We still need each and every one to come back and participate. And we ourselves, we will take our borders from La République. Then the UN will come when we are already controlling our territory. And before we will succeed, we have to control our territory. Without controlling our territory, we will keep on fighting. So the more we come in, everything that anyone can give, come in, chipping in, let's take back that territory.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Elad. Thank you. I want us to move to this final topic for today, which is on education. And since our Secretary of Education is right here,
Comrade Fritz, before
I want
we
us
move there,
to talk about. Yeah,
Comrade Fritz, before you go there, there was something that I have prepared that I already wanted to tell Ambazonians. Because
just 1 minute, please. 1 minute, because of time.
Because when people are not contributing into the draft, might be because some people are still sitting on the fence and they are still asking this question: is this thing really going to succeed? We just listened to a British senator talking, whether it's a parliamentarian, talking to the British government. That is the same message. I've been to the US Congress 3 times. That is the same message each time we go there. That is exactly the same message that they are telling us. On the 9th, we heard Russia telling the Republic to go to Swiss, and the issue was discussed at the UN again, calling on La Republic to go to Swiss. The question I will ask is, when we listen to all these international organizations and countries, which message are they passing to us, Ambazonians? That is my question. What are they telling us, Ambazonians? In my own perspective, what I think that they are telling us, Ambazonians, is that you guys are doing the right thing, that you are on the right track. Stand firm, stand your ground, and improve your firepower. They are telling us that we are doing the right thing. So we should not be afraid of whatever thing we are doing. That's why this morning somebody was just telling me, Massa, if you ever go for Cameroon, so I said only when they will be Ambazonia. Because he said, oh, if you just go there, they are going to arrest you because you are coming on the air every time. Yeah, because I'm very confident that there will be Ambazonia. I'm very confident. So I'm encouraging every Ambazonian that the international community has already informed us, and they are encouraging us. Listen to this British parliamentarian, the American senators and House of Representatives have been saying this. Yesterday on the night was Russia. The message to us is, you guys are doing the right thing. Stand your ground and force your La République out of your country. If we tomorrow come out and some people are saying, oh, what is the international community doing? The question should be, they have told us to stand our ground and fight for our country. Are we doing it? And how do we do it? By paying our draft, putting in our contribution, adding the firepower on the ground, because it has been because of the firepower that is causing the international community to react. And it is firepower that is going to force La République to Swiss. Thank you.
Thank you, Comrade Larry. That was a good one. So moving to this aspect of education, we have our Secretary of State right here with us, and I want to have some perspective from him. Owing that most of our children are not going to school, Some of them are having homeschooling from their parents. And Dr. Ellard mentioned about the buffer zone. I was trying to ask about that. So I want to know what kind of system are we or the IG is trying to put in place for our children who are not going to school? Because we know that even in America, right here in America, children are studying from home. A lot of there's this digital homeschooling. Parents are trying to teach their children from home, and because of the coronavirus. So I want to find out what kind of plan are we trying to bring, or trying to conscientize our parents back home to try to see how they can teach their children from home.
Yeah, thank you, Comrade Fritz. You see, this show is called The Analyst. And before I jump into part of the education, let me talk to Ambazonians, especially history students, literature students, and those who study world affairs. You see, what happened in that country is that our history was hidden from us. The curriculum was designed by La République and intentionally kept away the Southern Cameroon history. All those books that were written by our historians, they were either arrested, those books burnt, so that you don't have to know your history. Why? Because they knew that if you know your history, you must have revolted even before now. And you're sitting here and wondering, why is it that La République is unable to win this war? Because Southern Cameroonians have known their history. What you were hiding from them, they've known it right up to a child of 5 years old. Now, let me piggyback to this UK parliamentarian. You see, I picked up few words from what he was describing here, and I want students of history and literature to pay attention. He used sleepwalking, that the situation that Cameroon is sleepwalking into danger. He used rapidly deteriorating.
Yes.
Then he used English language speaking people. Okay. Then he used peacekeeping mission to be placed on the ground.
Right.
Now, let's come to education. We have said this and will continue to say it today, tomorrow, until this war ends, that it is not safe to send your children to school. Before September, the president made his speech. We told Ambazonians that, please, you cannot tell us that we don't love our children. We do. But we fear for their security, because education has become a security issue. Few months after, what happened? They massacred children in Kumba. Why? Because La République do not want our children to go to school, not us. They do not want our children to go to school. And we have informed the international community that we need a buffer zone, peacekeeping mission on the ground before we can open our schools, because our children are in danger. Look at the school in Kumba. They came there, massacred children, and flashed the bodies over social media. This is terrible. With our curriculum, we have our curriculum in place. But what with the advent of Corona and what is going on the ground, we've encouraged every parent who can read and write to educate your child at home for security reasons. It is not very safe out there. At the Department of Education, we are trying to develop some programs that can be online, but there's a challenge because most of our people do not have internet. So the department is looking at ways by which we can get some programs online so that our brothers and sisters who are on ground zero, ground one, and in the bushes can benefit from. I will equally use this medium to invite every single professor, every teacher in Ambazonia who can contribute in one way or the other in terms of schooling to join the Department of Education so we can continue to build a strong Ambazonia. Again, the department is very open. We are seeking qualified experts, individuals who are willing to supplement within the Department of Education. I will not end here. I will not end without saying again, the draft is key. The draft is key. Some of these programs need money. Some of these programs will have to develop them and make it available to our people. So tomorrow is a draft. If you're not drafted, please join the team. Join the team so we can finish this work quickly. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. So now it's time for calls. You can call and ask some questions to the panelists. So, ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the analysts, and if you have any call questions, you can ask there. We have Dr. Elad. You can see the number on the screen. You have Dr. Fundi. You have Comrade Larry. They are here ready to answer your question. Remember, today we discussed a lot about different aspects, but let me ask about this education aspect to Larry. Back home, we see that many parents are trying to do what they can to educate their children. So, what advice can you give to parents back home, considering that they don't have internet, and how can they be educating their children like we do here in America, like online, the digital system of education?
Yeah, the first thing I want to tell Ambazonians is that almost 90% of everyone in the diaspora has either one or two students that they were sponsoring back home in school. So to say that we don't like the education of our junior ones or the education of our brothers and sisters is a fat lie. We all know the benefit of education and we all know the importance of education. What, as Dr. Fundi just said, what we're looking here is the security of the students. We all know the plans of La Republique. We all know that La Republique wants the international community to see our restoration forces as a terrorist group, and they will do everything to see that they are named terrorists. La Republique has been fighting this hard. We saw this in Bali. We saw this in Gabu. We saw this
Hello?
in Kumba. And we have seen this all over Pinyin, Kona, and we have seen this all over Ambazonia. So it is just because of the safety of the students that we are calling on a break. And then secondly, we think that we are trying to put a country that education will be meaningful. We are calling on every Southern Cameroonians to be with us as we fight this struggle, and let us make our contribution so that we get to Boya fast in order that our students go to school. As I said, we are all doing everything to see that they go back to school.
Hello?
But we are also doing everything to see that what they are going to learn in school is the education
Hello?
of the 21st century. Most of us see what is being taught in our school today as useless. So we think that with a good school curriculum in the future,
Can you,
our students are going to catch up. We can
Comrade
ask
Larry,
that people should start calling.
we
Yes.
have a caller. Comrade Larry, can you wait a little bit, please? Sorry,
Okay.
we have a caller since we are now receiving some calls. Hello, caller? Yeah, where are you calling from, sir? Yes. Oh, Northern Zone Abakwa. Okay, okay. So what's your contribution, sir?
Thank you guys very much for constantly coming about ABC and reminding us also of your dedication and encouraging us on Ground Zero to keep on pushing to salvation. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you too.
And then, first point, I want to ask, I don't know if I'm putting the question to the right people. Anyway, my main concern at this stage, the so-called sham to be organized in Victoria is in January. What measures are being put in place to make sure that that provocation does not take off, no matter who? That's the first thing. And then secondly, I will say what I'm saying from the beginning of this revolution. War against traitors, enablers. I mean, Ground Zero. You get rid of them, you get rid of La Republic. You get rid of enablers, traitors, marginals. You get rid of the enemy. What measures are being put in place? For example, this evening I was watching news on Equinox TV, and I saw the so-called mayor of the community of Furu Awa, blaming restoration fighters for what is happening, for the destruction that's taking place in Furu Awa. Whereas clearly it is the terrorists and the soldiers of La Repubblica that brought that of calamity to that community. But he was blaming, and nobody voted. He was blaming the restoration fighters. So when things like this happen, what measures are being taken to make sure that these enemies in the house are causing it off?
Okay.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you very much. Yes. So let's take one more call before we go. Yes. Hello, sir. Hello. Yeah. Who is calling, please? Yes. Where are you calling from? Hello. Hello. Yes, sir. Yeah, you are on ABC TV Live.
Let him stay away from his TV set.
Okay, sir. So where are you calling from? Northern zone or southern zone? Okay. So how is Libya Lem? So everything is going on there well. You said what's going on there now?
Line is
Oh, the audio is not clear. The audio is not okay. So let's talk about the first caller. Talk about what measures can we put in place to avoid the organization of the Nations Cup, that they are trying to organize in Victoria, when they know that there is an ongoing crisis. So I don't know if anybody can answer that. Then
Yes,
Yeah, let me say something.
Fritz,
well. Let me just go
let
on
me
that.
jump on that question and equally say hello to that caller from Libya. I know the people of Libya are resilient, very tough people. The first caller talked about enablers. I think this goes down to education. You are always going to have enablers, and our people on Ground Zero know these enablers. And what we can assure them is that enablers have no place in this revolution. That's a fact. They have no place. And most of these enablers are people who are feeding from the crumbs of La Republic. And our people should know this and get educated on this. These are your DOs, your mayors, your parliamentarians, who then recruit some of our brothers and sisters who are jobless, who are money mongers, or put it this way, to destabilize the revolution. But what I can tell you is that those things do not last. Because when we start negotiating, those are the first people to run away. Our people should just pay attention to those who are enablers, because enablers are never going to go away, but we're going to know them. And for the laws, Ambazonia have laws, okay? For anybody who does not know, Ambazonia have laws. If you violate the laws of Ambazonia, you're going to be held accountable for violating the laws of Ambazonia.
Right.
So we said, as we speak, there's war in Ambazonia. If you're conducting yourself in Ambazonia, know that you're conducting yourself in a war zone.
Correct.
And if any stranger is finding themselves in Ambazonia, know that you are in a war zone. Bullets are flying all over the place. Our people know it. Mm-hmm. So there's nothing that we're going to tell anybody, but just to tell you that there is war in Ambazonia, and be careful as you move. And Ambazonia have laws, and our restoration forces are enforcing those laws. As simple as that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The other question was about
just to add,
yeah.
Just to add, Chairman, the interim government of Ambazonia has banned any sporting activities that is going to be taking place in the so-called January. So, and we have told them that we are not able to seek to keep them to their security. We are not able to guide. So, as Comrade Fonde has already said it, whoever remembers what happened in Togo with the Togolese players when they were there was so up in Angola, knows where they are coming. And we at the Foreign Affairs have sent letters to all African countries participating, informing them that there is war in Ambazonia. Don't send your people there. If you are heady, you want your people to still go there, anything that happens, because La République is going to cause havoc. The same thing what they did with the children in Kumba. La République is going to shoot on players. La République is going to shoot on convoys. La République is going to kill foreigners inside Ambazonia in order to blame us.
Yeah. I was trying to pick the call, so one caller was trying to call. Yes,
so
go ahead.
Just let's say those who are going to Ambazonia headily, I mean, I would say headily because they are not supposed to be there, they should vow for their own security. They don't expect La République to come in there and secure them, because they will never do it. So anything will happen with them. That is the consequence will be. The IG is putting everything in place to secure our territory and our people. So we don't have extra for those foreigners who are coming there. Thank you.
Hello, sir. Yeah, where are you calling from, sir? Hello, sir. You are live on ABC TV.
I'm calling from Kumba.
Okay, so how is Kumba? What's your contribution, sir?
What is it?
Yeah, what's your contribution or question?
From Kumba.
Yeah, what's your contribution, sir? Sir, what is your question or your contribution? Oh, the network is not good around that area. So yeah, so Larry,
let me ask something here.
Yes, we went. Yes, oh, yeah, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, to add to what Dr. Elad and Dr. Fundi just said, let me start with the enablers, because that is something that I'm so concerned about. On Thursday, I was on this TV and I gave Arwa scenario. I said this struggle is going to be like the South African Parliament. If Dr. Elad can talk to the people in a language that they will get best. Let me say this one in the pidgin language because it concerns the people on ground zero.
Hello,
When you go for
hello,
food
sir?
market,
Yeah. Yes. Just 1 minute. Comrade Larry, please. Let's pick this call. Then yes, sir. Yeah, where are you calling from, sir? Oklahoma City, USA. Thanks for the call. What's your contribution, sir?
I want to thank you, the host of the analyst show, as well as the knowledgeable panel. My question is that what and how is the IG doing to get the people, to educate the people of Ambazonia in relation to the crisis that happened between, let's say, the restoration forces and the local population, because we see there's some sort of hostility whenever restoration forces are caught in crisis. There's always hostility towards them. People seem to be very angry with restoration forces, or people who claim to be restoration forces, because they claim that these restoration forces, instead of protecting them, they are creating more problems for them. And the other question I want to ask is, how is the IG also having to ensure that everybody is on deck in this struggle? That not everybody, the majority of the population, wherever they may be of Ambazonia, they especially on ground zero, are supporting the struggle, even morally, because we realize that there's we know the enabler, we know the black leg, we know the people who are against the struggle, but how are they doing to reach the ordinary people, the people of the ground, the grassroots people who are supposed to be there for the revolt? Thank you very much. Those are my questions.
Thank you very much for the call, sir. I appreciate it. Yes. So he posed two questions. So I hope you were listening. He was trying to find out what is IG doing, to sensitize or educate the local population about what is going on, and talking about sensitization also for people who have not really been engaged in the struggle. Those are the two questions that he was trying to ask. I know it's also related to black legs. There are some of them that they are doing things innocently. They don't know, ignorantly. They don't know that we are fighting a just historical cause, and we have a duty to have our country back. So it's not like we are just fighting. So most of them need education. They need sensitization. They need to learn why we are fighting, what we are fighting for, and how the struggle is going on. Yes, Larry.
yeah, before I come to that question, I was trying to talk about enablers. But before I come there, let me answer this quick question about somebody saying that our restoration forces are fighting against the population. We all will agree that before 2016, we had armed robbers on our highways and our quarters and our cities. These people were not terrorizing trees. These people were terrorizing the population. There were armed robbers that were broken into people's houses, taking money, seizing property, and the rest, beating people up. Let me talk from the northern zone where I really come from. There was a time where you could not leave Bamenda and go to party after 5 p.m. because of armed robbers. There was a time you cannot go through Sabga as a single vehicle because of armed robbers. Where have these armed robbers gone to? They have turned and they start answering the name Amber Bosch. We all know this, and we keep making complaints as though we don't know that these evil men of the underworld who were there before the struggle started are still now, and they have changed their name. They are committing atrocity. This time, each time they are caught, they identify them as Ambazonia Restoration Forces. Fellow Ambazonians, true Ambazonia Restoration Forces don't commit these activities. I am the Secretary General for Mogamo LGA. I talk with them on daily basis. True Ambazonian forces don't commit these activities. But we know that there are bad elements that are committing these atrocities, and the blame is going to our restoration forces. We are not saying that they are 100% perfect. We know that among them, there are also someone that are committing these things. It is the responsibility of every LGA executive, and I think that all LGA leaders should sit up and make sure their LGA is organized, soldiers put in line, and
yes, let's take the last caller. Sorry, Larry, let's take the last caller before we round up. Yeah, hello, sir. Yeah, where are you calling from, sir? Right. So what's your contribution, sir?
Plenty of our people they complain. Plenty of our people they complain, say somebody do this, somebody do that. Plenty of that people in our black legs. Okay. I'm calling from the northern zone. Yes, my contribution I say when you see all these people they complain, say somebody do this, somebody do that. All that people they are people they way enable them. Black legs the way they make things the way somebody do they follow them. So they begin to take the bad name now, they take Amber now, they turn and give the bad name against the Amber. Okay. All right, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for the call. Yeah. So this caller is saying that people are giving bad names to the Ambazonian fighters. That they are doing this, they are doing that, they're doing that. That the Ambazonian fighters are very good. They conduct themselves very well, and they are doing what the Geneva Convention states, and that's what we have seen in most of them because they are well trained, and they have discipline. That is what the caller is saying, and I concur with with this caller 100%. Comrade Riley. So let's round up. While we're just running up for the last. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I was on the topic of enablers. I was trying to quote that when you go to the food market in Bamenda, somebody there for they call and say move posa. That boy they retrieve people in for broad daylight inside very large crowd. The traders the way they inside that place they retrieve, the traders they know them and they receive them where they do them. So what not happen for my front. But wait, people they don't make that trader they know. Now say if you report them, they are going to come after you. That is the same message we should send to enablers. Anybody caught as an enabler, our restoration forces have been given the full duty. Anybody who is well, when they don't say now full enabler is an enabler and should be treated as an enabler. They have our full right. Because until we make enablers, they mean they know say, if you point a finger to the enemy camp, they are coming after you. Enabler, they go enter for their shelves. I'm telling you, for food market, they retrieve people for broad daylight. They don't even report those boys because those boys have intimidated the traders until the traders know that if I don't point finger for this chief man, they will come after me. You don't know where they're going to meet you. And if you start making these mayors these so-called chiefs and funds, they know say, oh, they are a target to our restoration forces. We disregard some of these things because some people they complain say, oh, how you go define enabler? That's why we have the advantage of LGA by LGA. The people when they come from Kumba LGA, the restoration forces in Kumba LGA, they know the people of Kumba. They know the CPDM elites in Kumba. They know the stone one. They know that kind of Kema Patrick and Atanga and the way they inside Kumba. So nobody should tell us that they are going to pick up innocent people as enablers. They know. Even in citizens the way they for Kumba, they know enablers the way they do for Kumba. And until these enablers are made to understand that if they just point their finger at one restoration force and one restoration force is killed, then go down even plus their family. When we get to this point where enabler, when he see our restoration force in the height, before he want to talk about our restoration force, he put in marital bottle. That is where enablers will no longer be. We know that they will always be, as Dr. Fondi talk, but we have to reduce their impact.
Thank you.
We have to reduce their impact. We are not going to take it lightly on them anymore. It is too much. That is the major tool that La Republique is using now. La Republique has failed the military-wise, and La Republique is solely depending on enablers. So we cannot continue looking at the La Republique military, which does not exist anymore. They still exist, but not as before. But we cannot continue depending on the La Republique military while La Republique is using enablers to kill our soldiers. The greatest generals that we have lost in Ambazonia, we have not lost it from La Republique arms. Chacha, Amigo, General Ivo, Biebie, I'm naming just in the northern zone. You can name just in the southern zone. All these strong generals, they not die for La Republique army. They die in the lands of betrayers. And we are not going to continue losing vibrant soldiers in the hands of enablers. Until we take this serious, then we can go forward.
Thank you, Colonel Larry. That was a good one. We already decided that whether you are enabler, whether you are whether any name you want to call yourself, from blackleg to whatever you call yourself, the name we call them is enemy combatant. Period. Because once you are fighting against your people, you become an enemy. That's it. Period. So I just want Dr. Larry to Elad to conclude, and before Dr. Fundi also conclude.
Well, my conclude for follow Comrade Larry for my people there for Ground Zero and the refugees, and to make an announcement for yesterday. We Ambazonia women, they get some action too that they do for this Christmas period, for we orphan them, for we widow them, for we sick them, for we refugee them, for prisoners them. So you get my ring, my yaya, my patience, my doroti, and they carry action and they get different people. So when they contact we, make anybody cheap. What you way feel cheap, even a puff and beings where people they will feel chop for down there. So and I want to tell the people there for down there say better not listen for all these enemy combatants. We stand for their back. We know they try for discourage we, they send their people then behind we, better coach we, made them I don't know as I'll put them because I know never be disgraced for life. So I don't know what I'll say. They try for us will be intimidated, humiliated, and then we leave the struggle. Ma repeat what you were Secretary Chris will be talk. Now only caterpillar will feel move me out of this struggle. No way will not go. And we stand for this struggle because they're down there. So now that I want to wish all of them good health, may they stay well, and may they always listen to the right people than listening to the enemy. And I thank all the call for their interest for listening to this show, and thank you to Chairman.
Thank you, Dr. Elad. Dr. Fundi, can you conclude?
Yeah. Thank you, Chairman Fritz. I just want again salute our brother and sister that we did it for Ground Zero. our restoration forces say we dey throw away big salute and we dey thank una for the big work wey una dey do. Make una know say we stand strong for una back, and make una know say whatever una see wey it dey go on for day, any man get a sense, because una run see and say you dey see some man he be gendarme for daytime, for night it decide say be na amber, wey na fake amber. So I know say people for ground zero they understand that one. Gendarme by day, amber by night. That's so they do am. So again, I want to thank the analysts for this show we will do on today. Say, may God continue for bless our brother and sister and protect our restoration forces when they live for ground zero. So we thank you and God bless. Merry Christmas to all of you.
Thank you very much, the panelists, for coming. Thank you, televiewers, for listening and watching to us. See you all next week in the same time, the analysts at 8 p.m. Amber time. Thank you all very much.
Bye-bye.